Okay, hello, welcome, and let's talk about Canva apps and escape room puzzles and scavenger hunt puzzles and all that kind of good stuff. I love scavenger hunts. I love making them. I use them in my fifth grade classroom. I use them at my family fun nights. We've done escape rooms there too, and scavenger hunts and sometimes hybrids thereof. And they're just really cool, fun things to make. Now, I made a video not too long ago called AI resistant products. And basically, the whole process is, or the whole thought process is that, AI, some people will flood platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers and Etsy with AI generated stuff. And it's typically things that can easily be whipped out like that. Escape rooms, scavenger hunts are AI resistant because you can't really fully eliminate the human factor. You have to kind of always be on the money in terms of making sure that everything works well and that everything is flowing right for the escape room. Otherwise, your customers will have a poor experience. They'll be like, you suck, you're horrible. And we don't want that. We don't want that. But it's the complexity or the actual element of the thought that keeps people from actually making them, and it also makes it difficult for AI to mass produce them too, because you do have to have that human element, which is why I say it's AI resistant. You have a number of, like, if you're able to expand your skill set and be able to add escape rooms and puzzle based scavenger hunts to your shops and your stores, well, I think that gives you a serious, serious edge, because AI can't make them easily, at least not yet. Not, in 2025 right now. And then other human beings, because of the complexity, the ones that might mass generate a whole bunch of AI stuff and just say, okay, here's 1,000 worksheets. They can't do it easy. Like, they can't do it easier, or they can't do it easily, rather. So that gives you a perfect opportunity to get in there, learn something new, and like rock that mess out. Now, I do teach people how to make escape rooms. There's an escape room challenge in the description box below. Sign up, it's completely free. It was live. Oh gosh, was it July of 2025? Did I do it? August? Something like that. But it is now self-paced. So you have all the different templates. You have AI prompts to utilize to help you build it. You have the old Zoom replays. Everything is in there. You can go ahead and use it at your leisure. Make an escape room. Like, see how easy it can really be as long as you have the right process. But I would encourage you to get it done within the 3 days that have been allotted. Some people get it done like in one day if you just like clear your schedule and do all that. But I really do think that certain digital products like this, printables, that sort of thing, it's like how you distinguish yourself from people that just mass generate and they're not giving much thought or checking their answer keys or whatever. So that being said, I'm always on the hunt. I'm always on the lookout for tools that are going to help me make cool puzzles for escape rooms and scavenger hunts. And I want to go ahead and just show you a couple here in Canva that will, boost your skill set and have you making something pretty cool and awesome. So, first things first, type curve. So to act, oh, by the way, these are all free apps. You don't need to have Canva Pro, to my knowledge. I called myself double checking. You should be good to go. But over here on the left, you want to go ahead and click apps, or just like hover over it. The box pops up and just type in type curve. I'm going to hit enter, and then there it is. Click. Head is being moved. So what is cool here is that you have all these different paths. So it shows you up here in this box like what the path looks like with your message. But let's just say like you're doing a scavenger hunt or escape room and you're like, okay, I want people to, figure out what this message is. There is nothing wrong with you, say, choosing one of these paths. I'm just going to choose the swirl one because I kid you not, it took me forever and a day to find a tool that was free that I could use this for. So let me click on this. So I have the path. Notice here how the actual box up top changes, and you can put a clue in here. So you could go ahead and put in, let's see, check the closet and make sure that you look inside the red boot. I mean, you wouldn't make anything this hyper specific if you're doing this for someone else. I'm just giving you an example. But if you scroll down here, you can change the way the text looks. You can change the color. Always test. You can change the font if you so desire to something different, something that works. You can actually change the font weight, either less or more. the font size if you wanted to. Look at that, how it's changing so beautifully. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. And then when it's all said and done, add to design, and then voila. You're doing a scavenger hunt, someone comes across this, they have to kind of twist the paper around and look, and it makes a cool, cute little puzzle. It's not like, okay, existentially difficult, but you know, when you're doing an actual, maybe you don't know, but when you're doing an escape room or scavenger hunt, you want to mix in more thought-provoking puzzles with the easier ones too, just to keep everything interesting for your players. So this is one option that you could actually use. Next one, word clouds. So let me get out of type curve if I can. I always have the hardest time backing up out of the apps. Let me click over here, scroll up, click the apps again. I'm gonna go ahead and just type in word cloud, hit enter, and then you want this one right here. So you click on this where it says word cloud maker, and then you have your different shapes. So text source, all text on current page, selects text from the current page. I'm not going to use that. So like this particular text source option is basically if you have a bunch of words already on the actual page and you wanted to go ahead and do something with those or make a word cloud with those, you could. But we're not doing that today. I'm going to instead enter some words, but I do want to show you like a shape. You can use different shapes if you so desire. Like there's a heart here, a circle, a square. You have these different options, right? You could also upload an image here to use as a shape if you wanted to. So maybe you have like an actual cloud that you wanted to go ahead and use as an option for the shape. But whatever you include, the word cloud is going to be created around that shape or within the shape itself. Let me back up here. Word cloud settings, you can change the text color if you wanted to dark. You can change the text size if you so desire, make it a little bit larger in terms of size. Spacing could look a little bit different too. And you just play around with stuff. If you want the background color to be changed, do that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just, let's see here. Let's just do none for right now. Enter words. So over here, you have your different words that you want to add, and then you also have your different colors. I'm just going to use what's already here, but if you're doing, say, for example, a Halloween-themed escape room, you might put spiders, and then jack-o'-lanterns, candy, trick-or-treat, whatever. Let's see here. And you can add words too. It says to add a word, what have you. Okay, so once you've had all your settings set, you have your different colors adjusted, that sort of thing, you go ahead and click Generate Word Cloud, and then you have this right here. So it does not, oh, hold on, let me go back. The actual words, like the frequency, it more so talks about, this more so refers to how big the word is going to be. So let me give you an example. Let's put pepperoni in here again. And let me add another pepperoni. And let's add another pepperoni. And let's go ahead and just generate the word cloud again. And notice here how pepperoni pops up like a lot more. So let's add this to the design. I'm going to give you like an example of how you could use this. Oh, background removal. Get rid of that. You can remove background if you have Canva Pro. So maybe you have this word cloud that you developed, and let's just say you add some sort of text that says, look at the word cloud and the food that pops up, if the food that pops up the most is pepperoni, go look in the sink. If the word that pops up the most is cheese, then go look in the linen closet or something like that. But you base your actual clue off of the number of times that the word pops up. And you're going to want to have, let's see here, that particular technique. Let me go back so you can see where you actually populate this in such a way that you are showing a difference in the amount of actual keywords. So if this word has the most, pops up the most, go here. If this word pops up the most, go there. And you're forcing the players to look and see, okay, how many do we have for this? How many of that? Or it could be something like, if there are 4 pepperonis, go here. If there are 3 cheeses, go there. And you just make certain that your word cloud does not contradict what you or your clue or your puzzle doesn't contradict what's in the word cloud. So this is an option for sure, and I've used this myself for different escape room puzzles and scavenger hunt puzzles as well. All right, so we have one more here that I'm going to show you, Textsmith. So let me go back to apps. Get rid of the word cloud one. Let's go to Textsmith, enter. And here it is. Now this one is fun. It's just fun. So as per usual, you have font options. You can switch it up if you so desire. You have different color options. Sweet. Make that look cute. Make it your own. Now, notice these little circles. Like up here you have what your text looks like. I'm going to say, let me change this text. Look in the shower. Let's just assume that we're doing some sort of scavenger hunt. That's kind of what's been on my mind. But seriously, take the escape room challenge. It's like down in the description box. You're going to love it. Let me see here. Let me get a nice thick font here. Alpha Slab 1. Perfect. Okay, so up here in the different, like in this box that shows you your text and the font and everything else that you're using, you type in whatever your clue is or something of that nature. And these little circles that are right here, you can just click them and drag them, adjust, play around with them to make a weird, wonky shape. Like, look. So whoever is stumbling across this needs to take a moment and look to see what is this. You know, it's one of those little filler type puzzles, but they're super cute and they're super fun to make. Let me do that outline, change it to black. Actually, blue, no, black it. Let me change the inside color. Let's do that. And once you're satisfied, add to design. And then voila, it looks fantastic. Add it to a scavenger hunt card, something like that, where someone has to like read it or interpret it or figure out what's what. And if you really want to get confusing with it, shower and look. Do it backwards if you want, right there. And then same exact thing. Twist it around, play around with the nodules, the nodes. I don't even know what the proper terminology is, but just make it look kind of weird and, you know, change around the text and, you know, go from there and add to design. And voila, you are like good to go. So apps, Canva apps, wealth of knowledge, wealth of information. Like you can find gold if you have the time to go through, or if you're just watching my videos. You can find all kinds of good apps that you can then use and repurpose into great puzzle ideas for escape rooms and scavenger hunts. So Type Curve is an option, beautiful. Word Cloud is another option, and Textsmith. And this is really just a few. There's actually more that you could really utilize, especially if you are someone who likes to design in Canva. And even if you didn't like to design in Canva, it's easy enough for you to go ahead and use the Canva apps and then go into Share and move this over here. Go to download as a PNG, put it as a transparent background, and then just grab the ones that you want and go from there and put them into whatever platform that you're building your escape rooms or your scavenger hunts in. So that's about it for me. If you're picking up what I'm throwing down, feel free to go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, all the wonderful things, and you have a wonderful day and make something amazing, something that's helpful, something that's high quality, and then make yourself some money selling it. Take care.